Welcome everybody to Reality Team TV. This one, guys, oh my God, Bumbo clap. This one has been coming well long overdue. You know what? I'm gonna contain my excitement and introduce our special guest on this interview. My older brother, aka 50, aka Dread, aka Ahmed. Oh my God. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I never thought this day will come where, you know, I get you on an interview on my thing, on my TV. So thank you very much, bro. How you been doing though, man? How you doing?
Man, I've been good, just working through, trying to get through this pandemic.
Oh my
Hopefully
God.
hoping for the best, but I have a feeling eventually there's gonna be light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely, man. I think the same too, man.
So I'm very, very optimistic about the future.
That's good, man. Like, even you speaking about the pandemic, the first thing, even, you know what, that just crossed my head because I was going to ask you, I was going to go straight into the football. But you know what, before I go into the football, like, how has the pandemic, you know, affected you? How is it, like, how have you been finding it personally for you, like, in your personal life? Obviously, to not say too much, but if you can tell me certain things that, how have you been dealing with the pandemic?
I'm going to tell you a funny story.
Yeah.
Last year, April, I ruptured my Achilles.
Oh shit, that sounds painful, bro.
That's one of the worst injuries that could happen to you. When that injury happens to an athlete, professional athlete, it usually means you're done for a whole year. Okay?
Yeah.
It happened to me. What experience was basically, I had to become an indoor person. I couldn't go anywhere. So I had to stay at home for 4 months.
I'm sorry about that, bro, man.
Forward this year, the same thing happened around April. That's when the coronavirus came. So, of course, I was used to staying at home for like 4 months. That didn't affect me personally, but I looked around and you got people that love going out. They're extrovert.
Absolutely.
I'm more of an introvert person.
Introvert, homely, Would you say you're more of a homely person? You like the comfort of your home, unless it's work or something really important to go out. You like to be at home. You're a homely person, basically. I can agree with that as well because I can relate to a certain degree, even though, like, I consider myself a little bit of both, a little bit of an introvert and an outrovert. But if I had to choose, I'll be home and I'll just be doing my thing at home. So I totally understand that. So sorry, bro. Sorry to cut you. So carry on, bro.
Okay.
So when you got injury.
So anyway, so when the coronavirus came, what happened this year was I was used to staying at home. So to me personally, I wasn't affected. If anything, I was happy because it felt like for the first time, as far as we've been alive, it's like you never felt something will happen in the world where all of us will be doing the same thing.
It felt like a movie. It
was like a movie.
It felt like scenes from a movie, especially the first month or two. You know, like when you go outside after a certain time, it felt like ghost town. So even with that, I can relate. It's like, what is going on? I only see these kind of things like in a movie. Even speaking about one thing as well, the mask. For me, the only place that I was used to seeing a lot of people wearing masks, like in China, you know, like them places where now it's like it's slowly becoming like a normality. So it's like, yeah, bro. So
there's two types of infection you could get in the world. Okay, you could get a pandemic, and you get an epidemic. I'll break it down to you.
Please do, bro.
An epidemic is when something is affecting the area. For example, Chicago. Let's take Chicago for a moment. You know about gun violence, right?
I hear, you know, stories about it. I hear stories like on social media, but I'm not really invested. So if you don't mind telling us a little bit about that as well. Chicago
became Chirac. You know what Iraq is, right? Iraq is known for, right? Violence, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, that's an epidemic. That's why it's affecting just Chicago. A pandemic, so they're affecting a global illness.
A global pandemic.
So we've seen films about pandemics, and you thought, nah, really, this was never going to happen to us. But all of a sudden, what we never thought will happen, it came to fruition. So once the whole coronavirus happened, me personally, I look on TV, I hear what the president are going to say, I take it in. But at the same time, during my spare time, I go online and do my own research. What I came to the conclusion was, yes, coronavirus is affecting a lot of people, and I'm so sorry for everybody that's been affected. But at the same time, it feels like the government, they don't know what to do with this. It almost feels like the blind leading the blind. One minute in the beginning, Dr. Fauci came and said, "Oh no, if you're healthy, you don't need a mask." And then for a few months later, he goes on and said, "No, everybody needs a mask." From June, they told us to wear masks. We're in September. It's been 3 months. If the masks are working, how come you haven't did what's called bend the curve?
Bend the curve and basically everything get back to normal.
Yes. So
because
to me,
Yeah.
As a young person, I'm cool with what's going on in the world, but my only concern is I feel sorry for the elderly.
The older, the vulnerable.
The vulnerable. You got people out there
ill.
that were used to going out to play bingo with their friends.
It's true. Oh
That's
my
the
God, I've
only-
not even thought of that.
That's the only. I'm sorry for even bringing up the elderly people, but
No,
that's
it's
the
true.
only positive thing that had going on in the lab. But
Yeah.
with the pandemic, all of a sudden
They have to stay at home
they have to stay at
24/7.
home, you know?
Yeah.
And we're staying at home all of a sudden. You know what's going to happen? It's to depression. The use of the use drinking is going to
Mental
go up.
health going
Mental
sky
health is going to
out
go
the
up.
roof.
The use of drugs is going to go up. So all of a sudden, on the TV, you go on TV, it's talking about the virus. They're talking about corona. How many people have been affected? The cases, the deaths. They're not talking about the suicide that's affecting coronavirus. They're not talking about the depression, people staying at home. You know, where we're gonna go from now on? It's almost like everybody's at home. We're waiting for somebody one day to just go and come out, and then hello guys, hello. Everything's back to normal. But it's almost as like a never-ending story. We don't know what's gonna go. But anyway, enough with the run to the coronavirus. That's
Nah,
my
bro.
take.
Talk
I
as
could
much
talk
as you want.
about-
No, talk
I
as much
could
as you
go
want,
on
bro.
about the
The more you
coronavirus
give
like a
me,
whole hour.
nah, bro, you
No?
can say as much as you want, bro. Cause listen, yeah,
Trust
the more
me.
you give me and the people, yeah, the more appreciative and the more aware we're gonna get. Because everything that you're saying, I'm not sure if anyone is gonna be watching this. Then no, you get me. Maybe they might know something, they might know that, but with what you're saying, maybe you're gonna teach some people certain things. Like in terms of like you're saying, grown people, old people staying in, just touching about old people. Even that crossed my head that the only thing that a lot of old people had in terms of a social life is to go and play bingo. So you're even teaching me something that I've not even thought of. I thought of other stuff, but yeah, bro. So, bro, about the pandemic, I've even got like before we move on, I've got just 2 more questions about the pandemic to ask you. Yeah. So my first question is, do you think the government has let the people down, and why? If so, and why?
In a way, they kind of let us down, but I'm not going to say they totally let us down. Because in the beginning, they told us, guys, stay at home. We're going to, what's called bend the curve. We stayed at home. Okay? But then all of a sudden, people expected to go back to work. But before you know it, they're telling you, okay, some shops can open, but then these shops cannot open. And by the way, if you go to the shop, you have to wear a mask and
Social distance.
Social distancing. Ultimately, what that's actually done is turned us human beings against each other. I get on the bus. It's not like how it used to be anymore. It was crazy back then, but now it just seems like what the virus did. It's almost that brought everybody apart. People are scared to shake hands. They're scared to stay on the bus in the same station. So it's almost like the virus is again, like I said, to me.
What a way to divide and conquer.
I believe it happened, but I'm gonna end on this.
Go on, bro.
The most effective way to get everybody to follow you as a nation is fear.
Oh.
When you strike fear into people.
Oh, please, could we pause that one? Because you just dropped something so crazy right there. You just dropped something mad. Sorry, bro. Could you say that again so that people can actually take it in? What did you say, bro? That sounds mad.
The one main drive to get everybody to fall in line, use the word fear. Tell everybody, guys, don't go out at night from now on in this area. There's a lot of people, there's a killer on the loose from this time.
Yeah.
People are not going to go out anymore. I guarantee you. So that's one of the worst when they did it. HIV has been around for a long time. Is there a cure for HIV?
For me personally, because I'm always going to be truthful to myself. For me personally, I believe there is a cure, but obviously for political or government reasons, they're not gonna admit that there's a cure. So yeah, for me personally, before you carry on, there is a cure.
Cancer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is my personal opinion, people. I really do believe there is a cure for all of these diseases, for me personally.
Yeah.
And if I'm sounding ignorant to anyone out there who's watching it, please, drop a comment, DM me and educate me. But for me personally, big bro, I do believe there is a cure for all of these diseases. And the reason why I feel like they're not bringing out the cure, or basically they're not telling us, there's a cure. Obviously, there's a lot of political reasons, but my main reason is because there's a lot of money into medication, the pharmacy industry. I'm not going to go into too much, but that's what I think. But
I totally hear what you're saying. They're afraid to bring a cure, because they think once we bring a cure, how are we still going to sell the so-called medicine that keeps you to cure you for your cancer? Yeah, I get that. Another thing I'm going to ask you for a fact.
Yeah,
it's 2020, right? We've almost got like self-driving cars. We've got smartphones. How come when it comes to like evolution, technology-wise, we're so advanced when it comes to the medicine field? So technology is there, flying, like automatic driven cars, smartphone. You got a phone that the phone we're using right now is smarter than the phone that was used to put a man on the moon. That's what they claim.
Imagine that.
Imagine you come out with that device in your hand. It's smarter than the computer they use to put human beings on the moon. But yeah, you're telling me they can't find a cure for cancer. And another thing I want to tell you, they say drinking and drive kills, right?
Yeah.
If that's the case, then why can't they stop selling alcohol if they care about the human beings?
Another gem. Another thing I've never really thought of in that kind of.
So coronavirus, stay at home.
Yeah.
Is for our sake, for us to stay safe, right?
Yeah.
If they want to keep us alive, why did they stop selling cigarettes? I'm sorry.
No, big bro. That's why. Why, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Talk about sports. We could have had this debate somewhere else.
Bro,
all-out debate.
this is
right now what's going on in the world.
Bro, this is the beautiful thing that I want a lot of people to. Hopefully, me and you, yeah, we're gonna sit down and have more conversation like this, yeah. But first of all, this is the beauty that I want a lot of people that see these videos between me and you, yeah, to see that it's authentic conversations, because conversations that are planned most of the times, yeah, end up good sometimes. And you end up having a conversation and you end up hitting the target that you're meant to. But authentic conversations that you don't plan, that you can just speak about anything, touch on any subject that touches your soul. I'm not going to lie, to me those are the conversations that end up being even more magical, because you might end up going one road and you might end up discovering something new, saying something new and educating someone. Again, like earlier when you said about, the old people staying in. So it's like, nah man, it's all good, man. I mean, I'm going to try to stay, on cue in terms of like what we're going to speak about today, mainly about football, but
okay.
I want to have also like an open conversation. So bro, anything that you want to say, let's talk, bro. So yeah, man. And my second question about the pandemic was a question that I keep on asking a lot of people, and I think I've asked you before, but I'm not really sure. So because I've been watching, I don't watch a lot of news, because all of us, I mean personally, I feel like the news is not good for your mental.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Now. We call them, it's fake news now.
You know what I'm saying?
Mainstream media, CNN, BBC One, MSN, NBC, this is not where the news anymore.
Tell them, big bro. So I've been watching, and obviously, even though I don't watch the news often, but like when they say like it's good to still know what is going on out there. So it's like consciously you're not trying to take it in, but at least you know what's going on out there to further yourself. So I watch the news sometimes to just keep up with what's going, to make up my own mind on what's going on. So watching the news, over the last week, over the last month, this thing have been creeping up, and a lot of things have been creeping up, and I'm thinking, do you think we're going to have another lockdown? Because a lot of things are going on, a lot of uncertainty. People are saying this, people are saying that. But I thought, like you said earlier, I thought from here, as soon as everybody was allowed out slowly, I thought it was just going to be progression. But ever since the lockdown has been going on and stuff like that, there's been so much uncertainty still. So I'm thinking the way we're going, and obviously they're talking about it, but the way we're going. So yeah, my question to you is, the way things are going, and from your experience, do you think we're going to have lockdown number 2?
They've been talking about it, but it's almost like waiting for a bus that keeps being delayed. 1 minute, oh yeah, we're going to be a lockdown, but when is it going to come? So me personally, again, if with the politicians and the doctors, it almost feels like the blind leading the blind. It's like, hello, excuse me, where are we going? Me personally, I'm not sure about the second lockdown, but if the first lockdown worked, if you told us to stay at home for 2 months, I was so-called betting the curve. So what happened then? People didn't go carnival this year. Oh, football was back on. Athletes got tested. They went out to play football. But when you watch sports nowadays, like you realize that without the fans, it's not the same. It's like you're giving me popcorn without putting sugar in it. Also, it's popcorn. It's nice, but without sugar or salt, there's no taste in it. You watch football now. It's still a good game. But if somebody can come and tell me, oh yeah, I can watch a whole season without fans, I'll look at him in the eyes and say,
you're not a real fan. Or you're not a real football fan.
You're not a real football fan.
Because, like, it's mad, isn't it? Because I also agree that the fans, they make the football. Without the fans, because who pays the footballers' wages? Who brings, imagine, the fans, they pay the footballers' wages, they take the vibe into the stadium to cheer on the the players and stuff like that. So when you take the fans away, what has the footballers / the football industry has got? It's like he's taking a store. Literally, you rip the soul out of football.
That's what you're doing.
I totally agree with you there, man.
The atmosphere plays a major part. Home and away games plays major parts in it. Fans make the sport. It's not the other way around.
Yeah. So going back quickly, like on the pandemic here, on the corona, yeah. So do you think we're gonna have a second lockdown then?
Honestly, I wish I knew the answer, but me personally,
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Would I be surprised if a lockdown happened? Me personally,
Yeah.
The time we're living in right now is called unprecedented times, meaning anything's possible.
Anything.
Meaning we've never seen anything like this. Tomorrow they could turn around and say, oh, by the way, guys, everything's okay, let's go back to normal. Or they could turn around and tell us, okay, guys, the cases are still rising, so we have to go for another second lockdown. Me will ask the people that's watching this again.
Yeah.
If you have anybody, if you know any relative has been affected by the coronavirus, I apologize. But if you, by the same time, a lot of us can agree, like we don't know anybody that's been affected by this, right?
It's actually true. I don't know.
Go on road and ask at least 10 people, excuse me, you know, anybody that's been affected? You might get one. Other than that, but you can ask somebody, excuse me, you know, anybody in your family that's had cancer, they'll be like, oh yeah. So how come the government is still selling cigarettes? Why not putting a stop to alcohol when drinking and driving kills?
That is absolutely
Why
true.
I'm saying from now on, you want to end this so-called knife pandemic in England. Remember, England is an epidemic, the knife crime.
Yeah.
You want to end that? Boris Johnson go on TV and say from now on, if you get caught with a knife, you're getting 10 years straight away. I guarantee you see people say, you know what? I'm gonna get 10 years for this. Forget that. I'm leaving around.
I'm leaving the knife at home.
You know what works? I told you earlier.
Yeah.
Fear. Put fear into people.
And
you get caught with a gun, 20 years. I guarantee you, people are gonna think twice.
Yeah.
Drink and drive, and you get stopped. Take a breathalyzer and you've been drinking and driving. Not going to court, no trial, 10 years. That's what they care about.
I feel
where the law for all these other crimes that's taking part in the world?
I feel like there's a lot of like contradictory. You know, like there's a lot of things that don't make sense.
There's a lot
this
of
one.
There's
Even like when I speak to certain people, like we like to use this analogy of like people in general, the government, they like to pick and choose
They can choose
what to make big, what